Ever scratched your head trying to understand how central banks keep inflation in check and stabilize the economy? It's all about this little thing called inflation targeting. So let's figure out together what central banks have that allows them to keep inflation under control. Buckle up and let's get started. Here's a fun fact for you. It was the Central Bank of New Zealand that first had the brilliant idea to aim for a particular inflation rate way back in the 90s. And guess what? Since then, plenty of economies have adopted inflation targeting frameworks when setting up their monetary and macroeconomic policies. And the secret ingredients for these frameworks? There are 3 of them: independence, credibility, and transparency. Let's break them down, starting with independence. In the central banking world, independence means freedom from politicians pulling your strings. Here's the thing. Politicians often have short-term goals in their sights, like getting re-elected, so they might be tempted to tweak interest rates in a way that makes them popular. For example, lowering rates might get their votes, but could also lead to higher inflation. And that's why we need a central bank that can't be influenced to keep inflation in check. Next up is credibility. Remember the European debt crisis? That was a serious test of central banks' credibility. Why does that matter? Here's the deal. If people don't trust a central bank, it will have a tough time controlling inflation. If people believe that a central bank can hit a 2% inflation target, they're likely to manage their money with that in mind. As a result, their actions help that target become a reality. Transparency is the last ingredient in our secret sauce. Did you know that independent central banks that target inflation produce quarterly inflation reports? They reveal what indices they consider when deciding on interest rates, promoting trust through transparency. The next step is deciding on the inflation target and the timeline to hit it. It's all about finding that sweet spot. Go too low, and deflation could sneak up on you. Aim too high, and inflation could give you a nasty shock. Now let's get into how inflation targeting impacts us all, from the average Joe to the Wall Street trader. To make smart money moves, whether you're juggling your personal finances or managing a portfolio worth billions, you have to understand this. And that's a wrap. We hope you see now how central banks play a huge part in inflation targeting and how they shape the economy and the money markets. Before we say goodbye, we'd love to hear from you. Got any thoughts on central banks? Questions? Discussion points? Pop them in the comments below. We love a good chat. Want more central bank wisdom? Check out our series of articles on the topic. You'll find all the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love with a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more finance wisdom. Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry for knowledge, and keep learning.